Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Sports Tech Atlanta Seed Talk podcast. We got a good one today. I mean, I know you guys are listening to our past interviews that we just dropped in the last few weeks, and then today we are back. We're getting this in before the 4th of July, so whenever you're listening to this, I hope everybody's had a great holiday weekend. You could, kind of relax, kick the feet up, do whatever you want to do. If you want to sip a little bit, get a little crazy, do your thing. If you don't want to do that, it's really just, sitting with family and chilling. I hope you're getting that in. So however you want to take it, we hope you are having or had a great time, and welcome back to another episode. We have Sterling on the other end. Sterling, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to hang. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Long time. It feels long time, short time, long time, whatever, however that saying goes. I know we were just in Atlanta together, and we have a new person joining the team right now. This is an exciting moment. This is a Seed Talk first for us. We have someone joining the team from Sports Tech Atlanta, as well as helping and contributing with the Seed Talk podcast. Neve Clark. Neve, how are you doing? Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me on. I'm doing good. I mean, about to be heading into the 4th of July weekend. It couldn't be any better.
Yeah, I feel like we should have had a celebratory toast ready for this, and I kind of did come prepared. Sprung that on y'all in this in 2 seconds.
It's the second thing you're sprung in the last 5 minutes.
You're welcome. So I will do a celebratory toast on my end. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. We have a great time here. We have fun topics.
I got a water.
We're talking sports. This is a seltzer.
Yeah.
With tequila in it. And it's for we're rolling into the weekend great. So welcome, and I wanted to celebratory bring you in that way. Because it's great to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and let the listeners know, who is Neve Clark.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in London, England. At age 7, moved to Toronto, and now I'm at University of Miami studying sports administration. I do a lot of side projects, a lot of projects with school, but my main stuff is in VC sports tech. I work on building a brand in sports tech, the intersection of performance, health, anyone building anything. I love hearing new ideas and connecting with founders. So I'm really happy to be here. Met Sterling through my LinkedIn, and it's been great since.
So I feel like at one point I'm going to figure out what word it is, because I know since you moved over at age 7, there's got to be some accent that sticks on certain words. I don't know what it is yet. This is introductory here. This is the first time we're getting to know each other. We're getting acquainted, but there's going to be words, and I'm just going to keep throwing out random words and just seeing how it when the accent hits, because there's no accent right there.
No, you'll figure it out. There are words where that accent is dropped in. You'll figure it out.
No, that is awesome. When you moved over, was it kind of an adjustment period? I know at a young age it's not a lot of stuff you might not remember fully, but when you come over, it is different culture. So what was that transition like going across the pond?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult. I was still I wasn't that young where I didn't remember. My sisters are a few years younger, so they don't remember, but I wasn't as old, so it didn't impact me as much. However, it was different. At the time, I was like, where's Canada? And then being told it snows like crazy, and, winters are 7 months long, essentially. And it's different, adjusting, finding new things, as well as the sports. I've always been athletic, come from a very athletic family, going over to find there was a netball, there was basketball or volleyball. So it was different, but it was a good adjustment. And if I had to do it again, I would.
Wait, netball is handball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Different adjustment. Or football, for example. To be fair, Canada is the same with this. Rugby's huge. In England, in Canada, everyone plays rugby. The U.S. is American football. Even coming from Canada, I remember stepping into Hard Rock my freshman year and was like, holy, what is this atmosphere? This vibe was crazy.
Was it more crazy that it might have been 2/3 empty with them moving the stadium all the way over there, or what side was crazy? Not packed, or the fact that it was full?
It was a bit of both, because you're right, it was 2/3 empty. It's only this past season when we got kind of good did it get a bit more filled up. But it was really empty. But it's just the concept of everyone day drinking, going crazy with these crazy mega fans. Everyone's it's Miami as well, so it's a party everywhere. Every single sports team throws a party. So it was pretty cool though.
Yeah, the U's got a nice atmosphere. Honestly, a little jealous. You have South Beach in the background that you can have at your disposal. There's a lot of things that you can get. You can get into. You also stuff that you don't want to get into. It's pick your flavor and make the experience your own. That's the beauty of Miami. Amazing school. Awesome to have you on. And no, it's you're gonna. I think it's gonna be awesome to have you as an addition. Seeing from your perspective what we're talking on some topics. I know we got some fun topics set up for today. And then just it's the Seed Talk. It's the Seed Talk podcast, ain't it, Sterling?
It is. No, it's amazing to have Neve. We're excited. Like you said, you'll see her on our social media, especially Tuesday, Thursdays. We're gonna kind of have those earmarked for Neve to kind of put out some really cool content and really talk about a lot of things going on within sports and sports technology. So again, we're excited to have you. Wait, Taylor, did you ever play? You didn't play Miami, did you? Because they had gone Big Ten, they'd already gotten out of the Big East to the ACC by the time you were there, right?
Yeah, we never played them, but I do have one funny story about Miami. So I was on the same team with Ja'Cory Harris for 2 seconds, and he honestly said probably the most insightful take I think I've ever heard. And let me know if this is a hot take, because this is an honest topic that goes around, but it goes around in a different way. And we're talking about pro level or all level quarterbacks, all pro, potential Hall of Famers, quarterbacks that are going to take you to the Super Bowl. And we're working out in the weight room. People are lifting, and he's finishing up and heading out. And someone was like, "You're not going to do any abs." And he was like, I don't need to do abs. Let me tell you why I don't need to do abs. Name one great quarterback that has good abs. And then we were like sitting there. It's like every championship quarterback has a bad body, no abs. And I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad take. And it was like,
it's probably not a bad take. Cam
he walked right out.
Cam Newton is probably the exception of he's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Does he have an NFL? Does he have a Super Bowl championship though? He wasn't talking college. He was talking about all NFL quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl.
But he got to the Super Bowl though.
Have bad midriffs.
But he got to the Super Bowl though. He got there.
So, but did he win it?
No. I mean, he should have jumped on the fumble that Von Miller created. But yeah.
Good head. It was honestly one of the dopest comments from Ja'Cory. It was like, you know what, you might have done something with that one, because
maybe I don't know if I totally agree there, but if you look at Mahomes drinks Coors Light every night, and
Mahomes has no
best quarterback out there.
Mm-hmm.
He walks as if he has a baby strapped to his back or something, like stomach's out, and he's just like, I have bad back problems. That's how that gut protrudes for him.
Maybe. That's a good segue, because we are going to get into injuries that we've seen. And I wanted to hit this because there are tons of sports companies that are working through health. And so I wanted to kind of get everybody's take on, there's been a ton of lower leg injuries in the NBA. I think it's because the NBA plays a different brand of basketball now. There's so much more movement. There's so many, the pace is so different than it was in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. But I think where I want to kind of start is where I do find it so interesting is we do have all of this data. We've got, everyone wears Oura rings, and you have all of these things. Why do we think these injuries are now occurring when we have so much data?
Yeah, Neve, I'll throw it to you. I know you're working with the football team, so you're kind of a lot closer to what stuff's going on. So what do you think on that?
I think it's interesting. So I actually have a bit of a sports med background. So when it comes to sports injuries, especially the Achilles, which is the more relevant one in the NBA, especially because I know Tyrese Halliburton just had it just ruptured in that last game, and it's an awful injury to watch as well, because it's no contact. It's a certain movement in your leg, and it just ruptures, and you can see them fall down. And we have a lot of data, but there's a lot that comes with that, which is, yes, we could make tech, and I think there's a future where tech can come into play and make it, because we have AI, and it'll solve not only Achilles but ACLs and whatnot. But it also comes down to your training. How many of these players are kind of taking a step back, because it's a fast pace. You know how athletes are. It's go, 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 go. how much of that is like sitting and going, like, resting, recovering, actually taking care of your bodies. And something I've been looking at on the side is like within youth sports, you're starting to specialize earlier. So you have these kids at 9, 8, 7 doing all these drills. Their bodies never get a break until a career-ending injury occurs.
Yeah, I do think that is a big, like people talk about with Jason Tatum, right? Jason Tatum, to your point, Halliburton, they both are 25 years old. And is there a link to the specialization that is going on, especially within basketball, where these kids are playing 100 to 150 games in AAU, but Taylor and I played AAU. We didn't start playing AAU till we were like 12, 13. Now these kids are starting at like 8 years old. And they, to your point, they're only playing basketball. I want to hit something too, Taylor, before you jump in. I put this on Threads. I feel like I'm a Threads NBA Thread star.
You're not an influence on Thread.
I feel. I mean, I got 1.2 million views the last 30 days. 1.3 now. It's actually gone up. Anyways, yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. But,
next stop, MTV Real World for you. Is that what you're trying to get to? Whenever they bring it back, you're setting yourself up so that you can go to that show.
That I feel like you dated yourself by doing MTV Real World, but
no.
No. What I was going to say is I do think Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce talked about this on their podcast. And I do think there is something to what Neve just said as well about the training aspect of it. And especially within basketball. And I feel like we've also seen some of these injuries across like football and some other things where you're just not preparing your body for the season. And a lot of guys now, they go in with their, especially like talking basketball, they go in with their individual trainer. They go there for 30, 45 minutes. You might work on a Euro, you might work on, your handle a little bit, but you're not preparing your body for what the season essentially entails. So Taylor, I kind of flip to you because your conditioning at the time, very different, a little different, right? Different sport, but I feel like you're like conditioning from what it used to prepare you for the season.
Yeah, honestly, great insights from both of y'all, and I might be a little drastic on this one. Feels a little bit like there's malpractice going on around every league.
100%.
And you hate to say it like that, but it's the only way to put it. Like, so Tyrese Halliburton, they knew he had a calf strain, and I get it. It's the finals. If you look at a lot of the two biggest cases, so him, let's go to KD when he tore his. Both of those are at like the pinnacle of sport. And you're fighting an injury, and you're like, I gotta play through this. So from the player's perspective, they're all like, I'm not gonna sit out. Like, my team needs me, and this is for like immortality, basically, in the basketball realm, wherever sports realm. So on that front, it's like, all right, these players, they know that they're injured, but then that's when you have to have like a doctor step in. Like, you can't be like any given Sunday and that doctor just, hey, give him some meds, let him go back out there and let him go, knowing that there can be subsequent injury that could follow up. And everybody knows calf injuries are then going to go into the stress on the lower portion of your leg, which is your Achilles, and that's holding up the whole foundation. Boom, it all, tumbles like a house of cards. So, on one hand, I think doctors need to press a little bit, but then you have to look at it and it's like, well, let's compare bank accounts. I'm Tyrese Halliburton. My bank account is saying I'll take football every Tuesday when that direct deposit hits, however many hundreds of thousands versus your yearly check that is going to be pennies compared to mine. So I have more say within the organization than you do. So that part's tough, but I think that could then come down to organizations too. So it's malpractice somewhere underneath the umbrella of all these organizations, where I think you have to give more credit, or you have to give more power to these doctors to say like, no, you can't play. And we're not
right, but let me stop you there because
I love play because this is a whole other season injury at that point.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you there. But like, I love what you said about KD. Like KD, and I feel like people forget KD came back. He was like 7-9 that game. Already had 16 points, and then obviously his Achilles tears. And then it's the meme of Drake, like, and I know you're from Toronto and everything, Drake, Drake doing the whole thing, and it's like, but I think it's hard. Those are tough, right? Where I get what you're trying to say, but it's game 7. And for Halliburton, it's game 7. For KD, it was game 5? Game 5 or 6? So
I was going to say, yeah, because it was the first one back over. Yeah.
Or maybe 3 or something like that. Maybe it might have been a little earlier, but it's to your point, it's immortality. And I those are hard for me because I feel like you're taking the risk that it might happen. But then I think where I was kind of going at the beginning there, and Neve, I'll bring you back in because I think you were about to say something, is like, yeah, like there's all this data to your point. Is there about like Dame Lillard, right? Had that. He had the blood thinners going on. He had a little cramp kind of in his like calf area. Next thing you know, he tears his Achilles. So you have all this data around him. Like how did the Dame Lillard injury happen? And to your point, yeah, at an Achilles at whatever age, that's a year plus. So you're out for the next
36.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
so that's a huge thing there. So I questioned in the finals, but I do agree with you like on your premise there. Go ahead, Neve.
Well, I think the interesting thing as well, so we have a rise of AI and all of this is taking over and people are still figuring out, and every day it's changing like crazy. And we also have the NBA rumors after everything that just happened in Game 7. There's now rumors saying we want to use AI. We want to make this preventative. We want to help our athletes. So I think there is a future now where these leagues, NBA, NHL, NFL, every single one of them sits down and they say, we need a program, we need a plan, we need to put the best of the best in the world to this so we can prevent this. The flip side of it is you can do all the data and the research, kind of what we're talking about, and prevent it and come up with methods and technology. But it's also the athlete that has to say when something comes up, okay, I'm not going to play. And as you said, it's an athlete. It's Game 7. You're like, I'm going to play. I'm going to risk it. And so there does need to be if this tech says you shouldn't play, you can't play. And that has to be it instead of, okay, well, exactly. Like I make more money than you. I want to play. I'm just going to risk it.
Right.
Yeah, I think and Taylor, we've actually talked about this before. I think where it gets a little difficult is like now, especially let's stay on the NBA. They have stipulations around like money, right? So you have to play 65 games to be eligible for like All Pro, which then has kickers into your contract. And so, Neve, to your point, if there is an AI that's telling you, hey, like you can't go out there and play, but you need this extra game or you need this incentive. Like that's where things I think get really difficult. And I think as fans, and as fans of like maybe an older generation, like I think a lot of us want to see guys battle through or be battle tested. And like no one wants to see anybody like tear their Achilles or get hurt. But it's like, oh man, remember when Kobe like broke his arm and was still out there, like those type of things, right? That Mamba mentality. Like I feel like we do resonate more with like that story of seeing someone overcome something.
Yeah. And I even wonder as well, like how much that AI, I think will also pull out a lot more, like it'll give us a lot more results than they're expecting. It's going to turn around and say like throughout the entire season, you could be injured and we're just ignoring these problems. It's going to be very detailed and it's going to give us more results than I think they're going to want. And so therefore, these players can actually be injured the whole year if they don't recover, like properly train and do everything correctly.
Yeah. I think it is going to be interesting of what they can do from the data. And then I think like there is a product that we highlighted a while ago, but then essentially, or that we highlighted, and I think like it's going to be rolled out in the future, but essentially like you'll have the data markers of like when you'll have too much stress. And then at that point, like, all right, you've hit your 70% threshold. It's going to be kind of similar to what you saw in NCAA football that got released, NCAA football 25 that just got released last year, and how they had like the meter of like your shoulders getting sore and almost like the critical threshold where you got to sit down. And because if you don't, that next game or like 2 hits from now, you're going to be, something will happen. And so it'll be interesting from that point. And I think you guys made good points of also on the training, because there's one thing that I don't think a lot of people do. And it is really annoying. You go on like IG, you go on Twitter, you go on Sterling's, influencer threads, and you see like all of these trainers doing XYZ for these players. Like everybody goes into like that summit gym. Like Ben Simmons turned into primetime Carmelo Anthony apparently in these gyms, and you see all these runs, and it's not to the point of like them playing year round because everybody plays pickup. You keep your body in shape, but what you don't do, and like you see like where you put awkward positions for your knees, like say as you're unloading from a lift or a training session. So what I mean from unloading, so you compress down with like your squats, your Olympic lifts. And then let's say like bringing in awkward movements with like band work on top of like a Bosu ball or something, to where like you elite athletes need to do this because you are going to put yourself in such random positions. And, it's awesome because it's poetry that you're picking out of your mind. And then you're like, all right, I'm going to do this move. And if your body's not necessarily ready for it, I think we saw a lot of ACL injuries from like Todd Gurley's year. Like Georgia saw a lot of them, like football wise. at one point. And so, like, what aren't strength coaches or these trainers doing to, like, make it so that the lower body can handle, or like the lower body can handle all the strength that you've built up within like the quads and hamstrings, and then what you're doing from, I would say, your upper body lifts. So there's got to be something from the trainer angles too, but some stuff does come down to luck. Like some people were just unlucky. Like this year is just kind of like a crapshoot really for seven ACLs, is it, for the NBA?
Yeah. It's a lot. Almost maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then Kyrie with the ACL, and like it's a lot.
Yeah. So I think it's everything. I think they're not like mutually exclusive, and I think everything affects one another. So how do they go about it? It's going to be interesting because they are trying to address it. Like Adam Silver is trying to do it. But then let me bring this point up, because I think this is another issue that doesn't get talked about. Like, why does Adam Silver need to go on First Take or the show to really explain out a problem that just naturally does happen? It just happened to be more in this 1 year, where it's not like a full percentage. Like over 10 years, you probably had like what, 2%, let's just say, a rise in injuries, but that can go to all these external factors. So to answer to the hot take crowd, so say go back to Tyrese, if a doctor does say Halliburton has to sit, and there's it's black and white, he's not going to play, then you have the Stephen A's of the world. I'm baffled. This is blasphemous. Why is he soft? He needs to be out on the court. This isn't the Jordan of old. This isn't the Charles Oakley, the Charles Barkley's. And then you got all of that, and then no one wants to hear all that as a player, and then it gets annoying. That's why KD never talks to all of them, because that First Take crowd, or the hot take crowd, I think is really.
Are you saying you think some guys, not Halliburton, that's Game 7, but you think some guys are pushing their bodies because they don't want to be ridiculed by Stephen A. Smith because he doesn't
not just Stephen A. specifically, but like it does come to the legacy. I mean, you could talk to this a little bit more, because you're on the socials more than I would say. You'll see like, I guess, the way the wins go better on social media than I would say myself at this point. So like the backlash that people get, it honestly can be catastrophic to a point where like just mentally debilitating to like a certain standard. If like, you're not playing, next thing you know, you're just getting murdered online. Right.
Yeah, 100%. It happens to all athletes. I know some leagues, I think in tennis, they're getting better at like, depending on the athlete, they can filter on their own accounts, like the hate and whatever. But the NBA, like depending on the player, they get like destroyed in these comments, destroyed posts, people talking about them, other influencers or micro influencers talking about them, and just it's awful. It is just like cyberbullying, and it depends on the athlete if you can take that or not. But you're right, there is probably an element of pressure for the younger athletes, I'd say, as well, more, and probably the older ones on that kind of edge of retirement, just beating all the rumors and everything on, because how many times you pick up your phone? So many. And if you're getting all these notifications and it's not positive, that can definitely
like, it gets annoying. Like for me, like you say you just turn the phone off or like delete the app, but then there's that inkling that's itching in the back of the head, like, let me just check this really quick, just because like you're bored at home and then you see it, and it's so easy to say turn it off, but people love adulation, and it's so different when you're in that arena and you have all that love, and that's what you're normally what you would normally like used to and what you expect, and then boom, now it's flipped all because you didn't do this, and now they're trying to like say come at your legacy, like you said, to like the older players. So it's a lot of stuff intertwined, and I do think that is an aspect, because for the smallest things, people have been getting on a lot of these players, which is just annoying. But then it's something that's just now, instead of it being on your phone, you turn on the TV and it's like, why is this a story when it shouldn't be? Like, they'll talk about something else, but now that you're just doing this for ratings or to try and do something like, so that I think it does play a small portion, but a bit a piece into it.
And how many of these people also in these comment sections or these commentators also understand the injury? Like, that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people don't have any understanding of what actually is happening inside the body, so they shouldn't comment on that. But that doesn't matter to the athlete. That's still going to go into their head, and they're going to go, okay, well, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have moved this way or taken that step.
There are 2.5 million PhDs on like Twitter. Everybody's got a PhD when it comes to like basketball.
Any subject. It's like,
any subject.
You know, I'm not a doctor, but I've done a lot of my own research. When the way that they stepped, when the way that knee goes out that way, it's definitely like an ACL and PCL. All the L's are gone. And it's like, how do you even know that? No, get out of here.
Yeah. Well, no, that was good. I think no, good discussion there. I mean, it's so interesting. I think getting into this, I'm sure we'll talk more on this and have some. To your point, Taylor, we're trying to find. I forget who that platform is, and we kind of talked about this. I think it was late last year, but so interesting, right? On like where the data is, where some of the AI is, and where that's kind of coming. So super cool there. We'll hit a few kind of sports tech funding and partnerships super quickly. Taylor, Neve, stop me if you want to add anything into any of these here. If not, I'll kind of just flip through and we'll hit Wimbeldon at the end here. So Meta in Oakley launched an AI-powered smart glasses, which is expanding Meta's wearable tech portfolio beyond Ray-Ban. I thought that was super cool, especially to see something. It felt like they rolled out the Ray-Ban partnership and then went and got Oakley as well, which is super cool. So interested to see those. Do either of you two have the smart glasses or have any smart glasses?
No.
But
I tried them out. They are, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty sick.
I saw a good use case for it, which it made me like look to see if I can get the same discount because I had the cell phone carrier and I was like, oh, let me see if I got this promo. So somebody was just wearing, like, they have them in their car. So say if there was like a road rage incident, they just threw them on and now you're recording. And I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty smart. So you don't have to have like a whole dash cam. You want to set that up. So now whenever you just need to have video, but you don't want to hold your phone up, just throw the glasses on and then record, and it's automatically getting uploaded and saved. I guess it's the cloud if that's how it works. But I'm like, that's actually a pretty practical use for it. Even if you don't want to wear them all the time, you're like, all right, I'm gonna keep them in the car or just keep them on me. So if some crazy stuff happens, boom, I just pop them on, and now I'm just recording, but I don't have to worry about it. It's wherever I'm looking, it's going to record it, so I don't have to keep my phone up. Because I don't like being that one guy. Like, you know, you go to a concert, everybody's up here. You know, like, you got to be in the moment. That does make you be in the moment.
I hope it does start to alleviate that, like, where more people are in the moment. Like, you know, we were at like Kendrick and SZA, and you're like, yeah, everybody, like half of the concert, people have their phone out. You're like, I mean, I get taking a few videos, but it's like, let's
some people just record the whole concert, and I'm like, listen, if you ain't putting that on a DVD, which also no one uses DVDs anymore, but if you ain't putting that on bootleg and like uploading it somewhere, then why are you recording the entire show?
Exactly. Like, when are you going to watch this? And and it looks bad. You're trying to zoom in and out. Your phone zoom's not that good. It's a whole thing.
Literally. So yeah, I do hope it gets adopted more by people. I might go and buy them if I can get like a discount, because $299 is steep. Even though it's like what headphones cost, but still.
I was going to say, it's just like headphones.
Yeah.
Listen, I am frugal. If I can save $1, I will save $1.
Okay. Thank you.
How do you think rich people stay rich, Sterling? Thank you. Exactly.
Got you there.
Maybe. All right, a couple more here. Al AI, a sports technology company focused on officiating and judging. We actually talked about them on the Seed Talk podcast kind of late last year, as they were super kind of early. So super cool to see them continuing to move on. They've been able to raise $11 million here in seed funding and have appointed Google veteran Josh, I hope I'm saying this right, Gwither, as the CEO. So shout out to them. Neve, I think, and, you know, again, add anything I want to on this. But yeah, really cool from just an official. I mean, I feel like when we highlighted them previously, it was when there were a lot of videos coming out with like officiating and judges being like, you know, people being attacked. There were like baseball games where people are saying things. So cool to see like technology kind of come around this and making things a little bit better for those.
Yeah, I think this is the future for sure. I get a lot of startups coming to me over this, whether it's tennis, whether it's like baseball. Everyone wants to get rid of like the smallest little things, like obviously refs, because there is that element of mistake. And so if it's all done by tech, you can't really refute tech if it's done correctly. So this is definitely the future. It also alleviates problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Last one here in the partnership. We've talked about NASCAR a ton. We are weirdly a NASCAR kind of family. Prime Video closed its first exclusive NASCAR Cup Series with 2.16 million average viewers across their 5 events, which I think was way beyond what they were looking for. The partnership seems to have worked. People have like found Amazon, love the tech. Go back a few episodes. We highlighted the tech on here and kind of what you were going to be seeing, what you're able to utilize within NASCAR. So super awesome job here for NASCAR, and great, really cool partnership between them and Prime Video that you're going to see expanded over the next couple of years.
I know we talked about it before, and I won't be long on it, but also I'm still frustrated with it. Like, it was actually like a really good broadcast. It has nothing to do with the broadcast.
Yeah, product's great. I know what you're about to say.
I hate the fact that you have 18 different places to go watch something now.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the reason why, obviously, I think they had better data, honestly, from Amazon's side of things, because it's like, so how many people already use Amazon? And it's like, well, yeah, I'm annoyed, but since I don't have to pay extra for it, I might as well just click into it, which is what I did. Not for long, so I'm not a part of these numbers. I don't know when they collect the data, but I'm not a part of these numbers. I just had to tap in just to see it because that's my job. So I did tap in, but I do get annoyed because I'm like, at some point, just put it on TV. Because I remember I was like flipping through the channels. I was like, where the hell is the race today? And I was like, oh, it's on Amazon. So then I got to get my phone, or I have to download it on to the smart TV because I didn't have the actually Prime Video up or whatever. And that part annoys me. And then I realized you go on Twitter, now X. It's Twitter to me forever. And you see all these people complaining about stuff, but then there's no follow through with our generation today. There's no follow through. There's no boycott follow through, because if there was a real boycott, at this point, the numbers wouldn't have been as strong. And then they would reevaluate this, and NASCAR would be like, you know what, we probably should go back with like legacy and try and get like a better contract with Fox or something like that. But then you have all these people that are online saying like, I refuse to watch this, I do this, I do that. But then secretly, everybody's watching behind the scene, and it just told me everything I need to know about society. And there's no backbone about people in society anymore. There's zero backbone, zero follow through, zero commitment. And I think it's indicative of a lot of things that are going on right now. And I hate to go on that quick two-minute tangent, but it told me a lot of things when you had 2.1 whatever million people that watched. Awesome for NASCAR. Again, awesome. Love the sport. Love that the stream is actually good. But the fact that people complained about it, said they weren't going to watch it, and still there's 2.1 in averaging, it's atrocious.
But that's the thing. People are never, I mean, it's just like with the NFL. They're like, I'm going to boycott the NFL over Kaepernick or whatever, right? Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, people love to be outraged online, but you're always going to, and to your point, let's stay with NASCAR. Like, NASCAR is going to lean into like Prime and also Max, right? A lot of their stuff is on Max right now, especially like some of the cooler kind of tech aspects of like the broadcast. And they know that you might be upset, you might miss a race, but ultimately you'll come around because it's something in your life that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, it's awful. I think it's like the Russell Westbrook meme where it's like, I look upset, but I'm just gonna sneak over here real quick and get this like bite of food to eat. But I'm really, I'm gonna act like I'm not participating, but really, I really am. Like,
yeah,
that's how I think about it.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. So yeah, we'll have a few of these. We'll highlight some of these on Instagram, on Threads. So definitely check those out, and we'll continue to highlight kind of cool partnerships and funding rounds as we see them. We'll round out today just quickly talking Wimbeldon. I guess I just wanted to highlight, it's kind of crazy, right? I think because I'm so used to like, all right, just have it imprinted in my brain. Like at the U.S. Open, right? When there's a line call or a ball is judged very closely to the line, everybody starts clapping. They zoom in on the board. You got the Chase branding and marketing there, and then it shows if it's in or out. Wimbledon is now just adding that AI ability or capability through Hawkeye for this year's Wimbledon tournament, which feels kind of crazy. They've also integrated some Apple Sports aspects to it, Watson X to do some of the AI piece of it. Are you shocked or surprised by that? Did you guys know that the line kind of technology was not there at Wimbledon? And then I guess, do you have a Wimbledon favorite, especially with all the upsets already that you're expecting to win?
If you're from London, what you feel? How you feeling?
I'm honestly not surprised they didn't have the tech, because if I've learned anything, like the U.S. is just on the ball all the time with all the tech, and they want to be the best. And also I think the people, like the fans in the U.S. also want to know like if it's in or out. And they have like all the officiating stuff with like AI obviously is on the rise. So I'm not surprised that that's there first. And Wimbledon, it's it's classy, it's luxury, it's like the heart of London at this time. And so I think it's interesting that they're integrating it. It's a step forward as well for this league to what we're gonna see in the future. So I think it's great. And I know that Apple being involved is also good because I know they also explain things as a bit of a questionnaire you can ask the Apple and it'll explain certain things. So I think this is good for Wimbledon and their future. In regards to this weekend, I have no clue. Not sure, because it's always you actually just don't know anymore. There's the greats are gone at this point, and so it's all these young guys, and we'll see. I think there'll be upsets though.
Yeah, there's already been a ton, right? So many people are already kind of out. I think Alcaraz is going to win, but that's a me thing. Go ahead, Taylor.
I mean, they're taking jobs away. Look at what AI is doing.
Yeah,
you just took some pork and beans out of old lady's mouth because now she ain't standing watching that line anymore. You know how bad that is? You know how hot it is? It's 78 degrees Celsius over there. People are using in-unit AC units into the windows. Now she can't power that. Now it's going to another. You might have some catastrophic stuff happening because you're cutting jobs out. So those numbers that you're seeing of people going to the hospital, I'm blaming Wimbledon because you're using AI to cut these jobs out. That's my issue. People have been working their whole
your issue
life
is AI replacing jobs. Actually, you know what's so funny is there. I'll try to pull it there. I think there is a very popular, there's an article that's become very popular of a line judge that is super upset that AI has taken their job.
I'm not surprised because if you're you said, they've been doing this and they have a very good reputation with Wimbledon. They've been doing it for years. Your job is taken away. Now what do you do?
Yeah. I'll find it. I was when I was doing some of the research, I stumbled upon it.
Ironically enough, I don't know why they just didn't do it for show kind of thing. I mean, you go out to Buckingham Palace, you see the guards out front. It's just more for the whole aura of the crown
the
and
show of it,
the show of it. They're not actual. I mean, they technically are, but they're not going to really do much. It's just out here to just show for the royal guard and just do that. Just let her be on the line. There's no real power there, and just let her just be, or him or her. It's not just one person, but let them have that job. But I actually think it's really good. I think with them doing it, it is major because the French Open needs to have it, and it needs
that
to
one's
make
crazy.
Into the
major.
You
can't see, and you're
exactly.
walking up, and they miss. I mean, he was going to lose anyways, but with Tiafoe's match at Roland Garros, they completely missed a call. Again, he was still going to lose, but you're just wait, how are the guys going to jump out of the chair, walk over, and try to see where a ball mark is? It's that's crazy,
right? So I think it is technology that was desperately needed, and I think every major should have had this already. Yeah. I mean, it's 2025 at this point. I was about to say 2024. It's 2025, and get with the time.
You're a year behind.
A little bit. I still feel 33, and apparently I turned 34 last month, and I don't feel it.
That was a real thing.
So it is a real thing. So I'm glad that they implemented it, and every major needs to adopt it. So Roland Garros, like you said, needs. I hope that they, after seeing probably, I would say, one, the efficiency that you have, and then two, I would say better reception from the players because you're not going to have an issue of complaints that you saw in the French Open. And then to the upsets, kind of like what Neve said, you can't really guess it. You look this morning and Evans played Djokovic and just got destroyed. So right now, these upsets that have happened, like Coco Gauff getting got knocked out, people are just getting beat down. So it's not even close calls or swinging these matches left and right. Now people just getting that ass beat right now. It is one, the heat's taking their toll on people, and then two, just demolishing by opponent play right now, which is good.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it is a good. We hopefully we get a good final, right? The French Open was able to give us at least kind of one, right? In terms of Alcaraz and Sinner, so hopefully we get that on either the women or the men's side at Wimbledon. So
let me ask you guys something before I know we're logging off, so I'll let you close it out. What is y'all's go-to beverage of choice as you have the 4th of July out here? I'm putting everybody on the spot, so think hard, think quick. I'll draw out the question, and then so they give you time to think about it. What is your drink of choice? The sun is up. It's about 1:30. It's a nice cool breeze. It's about 78, maybe 82 degrees. You're outside. There's some water around you, and you have a little nice patio seat overlooking the water. What's your go-to for vibes at this point to enjoy your day? As everybody's gearing up for the 4th of July cookouts and just enjoying the rest of the weekend and maybe week, as they might take the week off tomorrow for next week.
Mine is easy. I'm as you set the setting, it's just a nice tequila with a little soda, and then they'll add some bitters in there as well, make it a little bit more refreshing. But that's it. That's all I need. Just kind of hanging out.
That's your summer go-to vibes.
Yeah.
Sipper.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Okay.
See, I'm thinking start off with like a strawberry daiquiri. Maybe that's because I am in Miami right now, and
okay.
July. But then kind of casually as the night goes on, probably definitely like a white wine of some type.
Oh, real classy. Okay, all right. Keeping it sophisticated, keeping it easy. The bartenders love that because it's a simple pour. Sterling likewise as well. I get bougie with mine. If I'm gonna enjoy it, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, but I want it to be nice and light and refreshing. It will be a nice whiskey base. I might have some lemonade on top of that if I want to keep it just a two ingredient kind of mix.
I know.
But if I really want to,
you say whiskey and lemonade?
Yes, it's
no.
delicious.
That's
what do you
no.
mean, no. See, this is how I know you're not a veteran in the game. And what you just threw out wasn't a real. I was giving you compliments just to give you compliments, but you know what I really thought about that drink? It was boo-boo. Straight doo-doo order. If I heard that at the bar, I would look at you, say he's not with us.
You can't do whiskey and you can do tequila or vodka with lemonade, but whiskey?
Yes, Sterling. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm telling you what is good out here.
I'm gonna do a poll on this at some point tomorrow.
It is absolutely delicious. But my go-to when I really want to spruce it up, first I got to make sure that they have agave. They got agave, then I'm good to go. It's a 3-part drink. I want agave, real lemon juice mixed in. Get that down as the nice base. Then I'm gonna add in a mezcal, and then I want ice over the top, stirred, not shaken, and then let me finish off that. Now that is good. It's basically Sterling. Yes, if you caught it, it's almost like a lemonade, but you're getting the ingredients broken out and then added in individually, and then you add the mezcal so that smoky flavor comes in, and that is my daytime chilling vibe sipper for the summer.
I mean, I get you there. I hear you there.
I feel like a bartender must hate to see you come in with this order.
100%. They're like, oh, this is this guy again. I have a bad story here, and all because I was upset about it. I'm a fantastic tipper because I understand at times if I'm not going to order. If I see the bar is like crazy busy, I'm not going to order a 5-part drink that you got to take your time to sit down with. But if I see it's like it is busy, but like everybody's kind of chilling, you do have a second, like I'll order it. So at a recent wedding that I was at, post-wedding, it was an awesome wedding. Shout out to my buddy, and we're at the after, and I got one of those agaves because they had it. I saw what they rang it up at, and I was like, cool. Did it as shots because it was celebratory time. So I did it with just a closed group, and then I was like, you know what? We'll do that same thing. We're gonna add a couple more people, but I saw what the price was, and so math-wise, got it in my head. Let's just say it was $10 a person, and then next thing I know, that got doubled a person the second time I did it. Didn't leave a tip. I paid for it, left the bar. Is that a bad thing to do? But if you know that you got fleeced, is it okay? Because I got fleeced on the second one because for some reason it was weird.
The second time you went back to the bar?
Second time they doubled. No, the second round. After I did a small round with just a couple people, and then I added literally 3 more people to make it like it was 5 or 6. And doing the same thing, but this time it was literally double the price per person, or almost. It was like 1.5 to almost double per person. And at that point, I was like, "Nah, you can't just change the price arbitrarily like that when I already know what I just paid two minutes ago for the same thing."
That is kind of crazy.
So I was like, "No tip," and it ended up being pricey. And I was like, "Nah, I'm leaving the bar at that point. I got morals. There's no ethics here. I'm out." Is that a bad thing, though?
No, I think that's fair. If you can see that the price has changed, then they can keep the tip in the changed price tag.
I like that. Thank you.
Which is probably what was going to happen anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my quick story. But no, I appreciate. I had to put you on this, put both y'all on the spot there. Sterling, take us, close us out.
That was a good little summer thing there. Yeah. We'll appreciate everybody listening again on the Sea Talk podcast. You can find me at SteveMac. You can find Taylor at TaylorMac29. Neve, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me at Neve__Clark on Instagram.
Very nice. And continue to follow us, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next edition of the Sea Talk podcast.